Hi Year 9, today what we're looking at is volume. First we're going to look at volume, area and height. So to calculate the volume of any solid, we have to multiply the area by the height of the solid. So we use the area of the base or the area of the unusual shape, such as here we have our triangle is our area that we have been given. So pretty much anything that is not a rectangle, we use that as our area of our base. So we use the rule V equals A times H when we are finding the volume of a solid. This is where our V equals volume, our A equals area of our base, like we can see in these shapes here. And then we have our H is our height or our distance going away from that area. Let's have a look at some examples. So we want to find the volume of the solids. So our first solid here, what we want to do is we want to write out the formula V equals A times H. We have been given our area to be 12 meters squared, and then we have been given our height to be 3 meters squared. So what we want to do is we want to substitute these in. So our area is 12 times our height of 3. And then using a calculator, or you may know what 12 times 3 is, we can find the answer of the volume. And so volume equals 36. And when we're doing volume, it's meters cubed. So volume is measured in meters cubed / centimeters cubed / millimeters cubed, depending what your units are on your diagram. For example B, what we have here is we've been told that our area of this triangle is 90 centimeters squared, and the height or the distance going away from our triangle is 10 centimeters. So we use the formula V equals A times H. So we have V equals our area of 90 times our height of 10. So then in our calculator, we want to go 90 times 10. And when we do that, we get that our volume is equal to 900 centimeters cubed. Now what we're going to look at is the volume of a rectangular prism. So to find the volume of a rectangular prism, we use the rule V equals our length times our breadth times our height. Okay, this is where our V equals our volume, our L equals our length, our B equals our base or our breadth, and our H equals our height. So on this diagram, we need to identify what our length, base and height is. So our length is the distance that goes across the front. Our base is our other base length, which in this case, so the distance going backwards, which is 4. And then our height is the height going up, which is 6. So this is our length, our base and our height. If we were to find the volume of this rectangular prism, we would write out our formula, V equals L times B times H. We would then have to substitute in our values for L, B and H. So we'll have V equals our length of 8 times our base of 4 times our height of 6. So then V equals, in our calculator, 8 times 4 times 6, which equals 192 centimeters cubed. So again, remember, volume is measured in units cubed. Let's have a look at some more examples. So for this next one, we want to find the volume of these rectangular prisms. So we want to write our formula for finding the volume of rectangular prisms, which is V equals L times B times H. We then want to identify our length. So our length is our distance going across, which is the 10. Our base length is the distance going backwards, and our height is the distance going upwards, like so. So then what we want to do is we want to substitute these values into our formula over on the side. So when we do that, we get V equals our length of 10 times our base of 5 times our height of 4. So V equals 10 times 5 times 4, which is 200 centimetres cubed. For example B, we want to do the exact same thing. So we have V equals L times B times H. So V equals our length. We need to identify the distance going across. We have our base is the distance going backwards, and our height is our distance going upwards. So we need to now substitute in those values. So we get V equals 11 times our base of 9 times our height of 20. Put that into your calculator, 11 times 9 times 20, and we get 1,980 metres cubed. Lucky last, our last example here, we have exactly the same formula, V equals L times B times H. We then want to identify our length, which is the distance going across, so it's 6.5 centimetres. We want to identify our base, which is the distance going backwards, and then we want to identify our height, which is the distance going upwards. We now want to substitute these values in, so we get 6.5 times 3.2 times 2.6, and then we put these into our calculator. 6.5 times 3.2 times 2.6 gives us a volume. If it gives us a fraction, we press the S to D button, which is above the delete button on our calculator, to get 54.08 centimetres cubed. What you're going to do now is get out your booklets and complete pages 14